What's a mantra phrase you once heard, read, and stick by till this day? Anxiety isn't intuition. Agreed, my therapists say my intuition is really high, but as we progress, I'm starting to think it's more anxiety and trauma. Another thing she says is I jump into the worst conclusions, which yet definitely based on feeling anxious and eyes of trauma. I hate having these intuitions to be right. It's like it feeds my trauma and anxiety to stay. Good read. I'm not trying to steal what you paid for with the therapy, but did she suggest any way of limiting your stopping the worst-case conclusions responses? Hanlon's razor. Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity. I stumbled across this in the mid-90s and it literally changed my life. Once I started applying this adage, I stopped taking things personally and it helped me develop much healthier outlooks on everything from my daily commute to splitting the bill at the end of dinner with friends. Highly recommend. Can you explain the quote, please? I'm having a hard time understanding it. Thanks. Put another way. It is just and easy to assume someone made a mistake as it is so to assure they did something on purpose. So if I get cut off in traffic, instead of thinking the person who cut me off is just an asshole who did that on purpose because they think getting where they're going faster is more important than anyone else on the road, I think maybe they just had a bad moment and forgot to check their blind spot. Since I work with people, your lack of planning does not constitute an emergency for me. It really helps in those moments when I've been hounding people for weeks, months for things, and they finally send it to me Friday afternoon when their filing is due Monday. I was raised to be a people pleaser, so setting boundaries was hard, and it ultimately led to burnout. Now that I'm on the other side of that, having that mantra has kept me from the burnout path. Love this, thank you. My DIL has a boss who is nice, but also fires something at her that she needs now when it is 15 minutes from time to go home. She's just disorganized and dump things on my DIL. I won't add fuel to my DIL's fire, but will save it for a calm time to tell her so she can keep it in her head, even if she doesn't tell her boss it. I only saw it yesterday, but I reckon it's gonna stick with me. It was this woman talking about her inner critic, and when you're telling yourself no one wants you there, they only invited you to be nice. And she went, cool, so they're nice. Genuinely blew my mind. I never thought of it like that before. This one is hard for me to accept because there's a lot of just mean people. Okay, so they invited you to be nice. That make them nice? Not exactly always at all. Say it's a co-workers event. They don't like you, but they feel bad for you, so they invite you. Now imagine said coworker being asked by someone else why they invited you if they know they don't like that person and the coworker said, "Oh, I just feel so bad for them. I didn't actually think they'd come." That's just rude. Yet I've heard it happen so much. Plus, if it's like a party or event and they only did it to be nice, usually it's afterwards and it makes people feel like an afterthought. And who like that, lol? But maybe I'm missing the point here, I don't know. Don't know if this counts, but whenever I'm having a bad mental health day, I will tell it to myself. I'm not okay, but that's okay. I used to beat myself up for feeling miserable when realistically my life was pretty good. Just acknowledging that it was okay to feel the way I did helped a lot. Edit. A very good point about saying this phrase to yourself is the ability to communicate your feelings to yourself, which in turn allows you to better communicate with others. Now I can more freely admit when something is very wrong. I can text or call someone and tell them I'm not okay, and they will talk to me or come over because they know I need the support in that moment. It's rare that I need it, but it is so helpful to say to those you trust. I say it's okay to not be okay to people who feel this way. The way life is at times, no one can be okay all of the time. What others think of me is none of my business. Mental health is not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Marcus Perks, edited to credit Marcus. No matter how hot, attractive, nice, smart, witty, and perfect you think somebody is, somewhere there is a person who's sick of their shit. Always ask if a person wants to rant or wants a solution. Flip a coin. You'll decide in that moment which of the two choices you want more. Treat others how you want to be treated. You bring more hummingbirds to your yard with sugar than vinegar. I don't want to be the hippie here, but everything works out for me has been my mantra for a while, and I don't know if it is a magic spell or it just helped me to see life with a better side because things have been getting better and better for me. Also, every time I'm about to do something I don't know if I'm going to regret, I say people won't remember, and who cares? Not very philosophical, but yeah. I feel you so much. Since I started telling myself that everything always works out, I started noticing that things actually do work out. Every fucking time. It's amazing. I'm also happy for you. There is a YouTuber named Alice Myers who had a short video on unconditional love. It's okay to love yourself exactly the way you are, right now. Nothing else has to change. You can just stay like this forever and love yourself. And I know that's hard to believe because a lot of people don't actually want us to love ourselves. They say it's okay to like ourselves and love ourselves once we reach X, Y, and that, or buy this product, or become like this person. But it's really hard to market to somebody that doesn't at least loathe one thing about themselves. So it's pretty normal that you feel this way, but I just want you to know that you don't have to change anything about yourself to just decide that you are worth your own unconditional love. The best phrase I've ever read. Someone once told me the definition of hell. On your last day on earth, the person you became will meet the person you could have become. I'm going to recall this phrase every time I experience a moment of paralysis, hesitation. It's very powerful. Thank you for sharing. I saw this comic that started by describing the infinite size of the universe, the gargantuan size of the Milky Way, and humanity's insignificance as a species in the grander scheme of things. So in the end, it doesn't matter if you ate an entire cake. No one cares. To this day, when I need to stop worrying about something, I compare an entire cake to the universe. I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson speak a year ago, and he said, "It's not a matter of if the earth will burn up, it's a matter of when. It's going to happen." And that really put eating a whole cake into perspective for me.